Hi, I'm Brenda. Welcome to Nancy and Apron. Today we want to make some pizza. We're wanting pizza for supper. And so I'm going to try a whole wheat pizza dough. We're going to see if that's going to taste good. I hope it does. Haven't used wheat flour before, and I'm trying to switch over to that from just your plain flour, the white flour. So let's see what happens. In my bowl, I have 1 1/4 cups of warm water, and I'm going to put a teaspoon of sugar in there. I'm going to put a tablespoon of honey. I'm almost out of honey, y'all. Almost out. So I'm just going to sit my spoon down in there and get, you see what I say? When I say almost out, that's my line. There's a lot of people within our area that have bees, and there's a particular person that we purchase ours from. They have excellent honey. But anyway, yeah, almost empty. I'm using the instant yeast, so we don't have to wait for it to proof. So I'm just going to put 1 package of it in there. If I can get it open. Aha! Yes, I do have scissors here. So we're just going to dump that in there. I am going to give it a little mix though before I start putting the flour and other stuff in there. I don't think you have to, but I want to. But yeah, if you're using the instant yeast, then you don't have to wait. If you're using active dry yeast, then you have to let it proof. So I'm just gonna do this for a few seconds. Okay. Yeah, about 5 minutes is what you would usually take, when it starts getting foamy. So, if you're not using the instant dry yeast, that is. Now, I'm going to put some olive oil in, salt, the flour, and then I'm going to mix it using my dough hook until it gets really well combined. And I'm going to, about 5 minutes, I think, is how long I'm going to use my dough hook. We're going to put a teaspoon of salt in the water now. And I'm going to put a tablespoon of olive oil in. And then about 2 3/4 cup of flour. You might have to add some more. It depends on how wet the dough is when you're done. So, let's see here. A tablespoon of oil. And again, I'm using olive oil, but now you can use whatever oil you like to use, okay? You do you, boo. You do you. I'm putting my lids on the stuff in case it knocks something over. That has happened, you know. Yeah, I'm going to mix this up just a little bit. Okay. Tom got me this a few years back. I really like using this if I've got my flour out. It kind of keeps the poof action from happening so much. The biggest thing is me trying to see how to hook it on, because I tend not to put it on right a lot of times. So I'm going to go ahead and do my flour. Measure out my flour. This is a 1/2 cup measure that I'm using, just so y'all know. I'm not putting too much in. Let that mix just a second. So that's 1 cup right there. I'm going with it. 2 cups. Turn it up a little bit. I don't know why it does that whenever I have it on low, but it does. Alright, 2½ cups now. And 1/4 cup. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and pull this off because it should be pulling that dough around pretty good now. But I think I'm going to add just a little bit more flour to it. It's kind of like candy when you're dealing with candy. It depends on the weather. It's not really cold here, but it's definitely wet. So I put about a tablespoon more flour in there is what I just did. So wipe off my mess there. Put that flour down in there where it belongs. Okay, let's see here what that dough looks like. It's still kind of wet. I'm gonna put some more in there, y'all. Let me wash my hand off. Yeah, it's a guessing game. You have to fill your dough. So, and I know it's not an easy thing for you all to watch and try to figure out how to do it, but it's new to me too. Let's see. That's 1/4 cup. I mean, if I put too much flour, I can always put some more warm water in there. Now this should make 2 pizza crusts. About, I don't know why it jumped like that. Don't I have it? Oh, probably because I didn't have it locked. Oops. But you can always work with it until you get it how you need it. But this should make 2 crusts. Probably a 12-inch pizza for each one. Alright, let's try it again. See what this looks like. I'm going to leave it, I think. Yeah, that feels better. It's not as wet. Because I'm going to put just a little bit of flour on it when it's not completely mixed up, though. Let me do that a little bit more, y'all. But I'm going to, dust the parchment paper with flour, too, so. Sprinkle just a little bit. Let me show you all this a little bit more of what I was talking about. This one is a KitchenAid one, but it seals really good. And again, you don't have to worry about that big plume of flour if you use this. It's so easy to pour your dry ingredients in here. You can even pour your wet ingredients through it. It doesn't have to be just for the dry ingredients. But it's very nice. And as far as this gap goes right here, you're supposed to actually turn it this way, so that it'll slide on there. But you can turn it whichever way you want to. And you can still put a towel up on there if you want. So, all right. I'm not sponsored, honestly, not sponsored. I'm just telling you, this is one of the most used things that he has gotten me as far as my KitchenAid goes. I really like it. I think we're done with that now. Let's take a look. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's staying on there, so I think I'm done with it. Whoops. I'm going to take a towel, lay it over top of this, set it over on the stove, and give it about 2 hours to rise, and then we'll be back. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and work on shredding this cheese. Again, this is some smoked cheese that Tom did a cold smoke on with our pellet smoker. And oh my goodness, it smells amazing. This is Vermont extra sharp cheddar. that we're gonna go with. And we're just gonna go naming the states. This is a Wisconsin extra sharp cheddar. Obviously that's a white cheddar. And let's get to grinding some cheese. Shredding it up. Smells so good. I'm sure a lot of y'all have smoked some cheese on your smokers before. And it's definitely a good thing. Oh wow. I'm making a mess, but and this I got this a few years ago, and it's just one of my favorite gadgets for the kitchen. I believe that is plenty. I've got another one over here, but I don't think I need it. Okay, it's almost time to get this dough out and start getting the pizzas rolled out, the dough rolled out for the pizzas. All right, look at that. It rose really good, really good. Sit it right there. Now, flour my hands just a little bit. I've got parchment paper down to roll this out on, and I'm just gonna pinch this in half. Well, okay, pull it in half and just put this in a round like that. And then this is what I'm going to set back over here in the pan, in the bowl, because I don't know if I'm going to make two of them or not. Yeah, it's just Tom and I here. So just work our dough around a little bit. Here, I've got the flour on there. Oh, I've got my oven preheating to 500, by the way. And I'm just working this out into a round dough. Taking my dough ball and working it out. And I'm going to get it. Actually, I'm going to get a, I think I'm going to use one of my rolling pins on this. I believe I will. You don't have to use a rolling pin. You can use your hands if you want to. Seems like to me this might be quicker. Now, because we're going to be putting toppings on ours, probably a lot, I'm going to, after I get my dough rolled out, I'm going to put it in the oven for about 5 minutes. Just to let that bake inside there some, so it's not all doughy. You don't have to roll it out round. You can roll it out however you want to. I tell you, Tom works for a really great company, y'all. And they're very good at giving them some wonderful gifts at Christmas time. And they gave them a pizza cooker this year. One of them that you can hook up to propane. And I am looking so forward to getting to use that. And it's got all of the bells and whistles that come, that you could need to, not whistles and bells of course, but everything you would need to make your pizza in one of those pizza ovens. I mean, I'm really excited to get to use it. Teach him how to use it too. How about that? I'm going to make it a thin dough. I don't want it real thick because it's going to rise in the oven anyway. Now, of course, if you're going to put any, like a stuffed crust around the edges, you'll want to do that. Get your dough rolled out. I don't have enough room here. I'm running out of space. Got all my stuff sitting in the way. But that's when you would want to go ahead and put like your string cheese or whatever in here and roll it over. I believe I'm going to go ahead and put this on my pan, but I'm going to leave that parchment paper on there. You already know I'm a believer of the parchment paper. Let me get my pan here. Probably going to slide another piece of parchment up under there because I want to get this rolled out to the circumference of this pan. I keep thinking, do I want to make a second one and us have some of it tomorrow? But I think I'm going to put it in the freezer, because now you can go ahead and like the state that it was in when I broke it apart and put it in half. You can take it from that. I'm going to wrap some parchment paper around it. And then, wouldn't it be neat if I could just throw this up in the air and catch it like they do on TV? No, I'm not. No, I am not. But, wrap it up in parchment paper. You know, press it, round it out, and just press it out. Wrap it up in some parchment paper, put it in a Ziploc bag, get all the air out of it. Or, yeah, zipper style bag. It don't have to be Ziploc per se, but get the air out of it. And you can freeze that dough for up to 3 months. Then, when you get ready to use it, now you'll have to take it out a good 12 hours beforehand and let it thaw. Just put it down in your refrigerator and let it thaw. And then, now if you roll it out and it keeps going back in like this one's doing, we're going to give it about 5 more minutes. Let it just sit there. But in the meantime, I'm going to tell you, you'll want to put it in your refrigerator and let it thaw out for a good 12 hours. Then you want to get it out and just let it thaw out for maybe up to 2 hours. I haven't froze it yet, but I'm thinking up to 2 hours, you know, out of the refrigerator for it to finish its process of thawing. And then you just go ahead and bake it like we're doing right now. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to go ahead and put that other one in the freezer. And be sure and write on your parchment paper what it is, what the date is that you put it in your freezer, so that you'll be able to, you're not going to eat pizza dough that's no good. If you all haven't subscribed yet, I hope you will. I want to thank everybody that has subscribed to me, and for everybody that watches our videos. I have fun doing these. Sometimes it's a little stressful, but not a lot. But if you're not subscribed, if you'll click this subscription bar right here, you'll know, and the bell, don't forget the bell. Click that. You'll know every time we put new content on. We try to put it on once a week. And it don't cost you anything at all, y'all. And if you would click the like button for me, give me a thumbs up. Oven's ready. I'm not. I'm sitting here gabbing. Click that like button for a thumbs up for me and let YouTube know that you like what I'm doing. If you have suggestions or comments, if you made your own pizza dough, I'd be willing to give it a try. I'm going to put this in the oven for about 5 minutes. I'll be back with you in a minute. Okay, in 6 minutes. Now let's go ahead and get our toppings on. Alright, it's been in the oven for 5 minutes on 500 degrees. Still feels a little squishy to me, but anyhow, we're going to go ahead and put some sauce on there. Not going to put a whole lot. Let's go ahead and put, and I'm using turkey pepperonis because I can't do the other ones. Just too much grease. Hurts my stomach. Oops. One for me. Alright, and I'm also putting some banana peppers on it. You can put, my mouth waters every time I smell banana peppers. And this cheese, oh my word. Little bite. Let me go over here and get my, I think I'm gonna put a little bit of garlic powder on it too. Let me rinse my hands off, y'all. Little garlic powder on there. I wish I'd put that on there before I put all the other stuff on it, but I didn't. And then some Italian seasoning. Here's what I've got here. We're going to put it back in at 500 degrees. And we'll keep a really close eye on it. Because it'll have to cook for, I don't know, I would say 10 to 14 minutes, something like that. So, we'll see in just a minute what it looks like. Looky there. It looks good. I'm going to let it sit there for about 5 minutes and cool down some so that I can cut it, because this is some softer cheeses. I mean, it's not, but it is, because it's melted. So I'll be back in a few minutes after this is cooled down. Okay, let's see if I can slice this up. Don't that look so delicious? It smells really, really good. Sorry about that. Battery. Always watch your battery. Got a plate here where I'm going to give Tom some. You know, he does all my taste testing. So let me show you. Look at this. Look at that. Okay. Let me get him some on the plate. We'll get him to taste it. All right. Still pretty hot, so.
Just looking at the crust. Yeah, it's cooked all the way through.
Good deal. That was one of my concerns.
Oh, good.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
So you like, can you tell that it's wheat flour?
No.
Awesome. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, there you go, y'all. My taste tester.
It's licked the fork good, y'all.
If it's not any good, he's going to tell you. In case you have any doubts, he's going to tell you.
Thank you, baby.
Wouldn't be the first time he, you know, if it didn't taste good, that he would say that. But there you go. Delicious wheat flour dough homemade pizza. Y'all take care. See you next time. Bye now.